Andro Melos, 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 Andro Melos, 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 謎のヒーローメロス、無敵の超人メロス、暗黒のブラックホール、宇宙の墓場、よみがえれメロス、闇を咲き、コスモテクタ身につけて、緑に光るメロス、真理の戦士メロス、マッハ15のスピードで大怪獣にアタック。
Hello, you are listening to Ultra Q, episode 127. My name is Red. I'm joined by Mel.
Now, Red, before you continue on the podcast, do you think we'd take a moment just to, explain to the audience your powers and abilities? I think that'd be very useful use of our time.
Well, see, I have a little head laser. I've got a thing that lets me fly. And
Don't forget the shuriken glove. Everyone's got the shuriken glove.
I've got a shuriken glove. And if I was Mars, I would for some reason have a different head style to everyone else. Not sure why, but okay. I think that about... Oh, also, I've got a secret weapon.
Ooh.
That I'm not going to tell you about.
Ooh, it's save it for the last episode where you pull it out and it's really cool.
Sorry, I'm now getting Weed 3 flashbacks. The Snoop Dogg on the Battlefield 1 demo. I got a secret weapon I ain't going to tell you about. Also joined by Brad.
Hello. Mel, Red and I have a mission to go do. If you want to stay back at the recording studio.
Oh, yeah, of course. I see how it is.
Well, you have a very important job of protecting the podcast
things.
studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But make no mistake, I'm definitely a capable fighter like everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now please watch me as I just...
We didn't hire a suit actor for you who can fight, but... Why can't I... we're in... Sentai's been going, right? Presumably there are... Oh, I don't... Actually, you know what? I don't know. I don't know what the deal is on whether there are women suit actors frequently.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
But the suit actor that they got for Flora or Floor, depending on which episode you're watching, couldn't fight. I'm gonna be real.
Now watch me as I sit and watch some flowers, and the narrator goes, "No,
oh no, she has her AirPods in."
Oh no,
this is so funny. Yeah, so this, we watched 15 episodes of Andro Melos. What the fuck is Andro Melos? Well, it's a 5-minute episode show that I assume was just aired, between other shows. It was just oh, here's a little...
This is also what I assumed.
Here's a little special feature.
There's a Godzilla one of these that they upload officially to the Godzilla YouTube channel, so I was, a little bit familiar with the format. Those are even shorter. Those are, 3 minutes.
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I've been watching web series my whole life, basically. So, I'm very familiar with the format. Here's the thing. Generally speaking, those shows don't have, a 90-minute, 90-second opening on every episode. And then another, minute of recap.
You know what? Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous getting, wow, this sure is the last 2 minutes of the last episode at the start of this episode. Now I'm understanding why there was, Brad, you linked the one on Archive. Someone made, a fan cut to try and make it into actual episodes. Which I am
sounds
for
hard.
For our purposes, obviously we can't do because we have to watch, the proper way. But also, probably giving the person the benefit of the doubt probably seems like a more sane way to enjoy this for like a casual fan. Just like, oh yeah, you cut out all the bullshit in like repeated scenes, and now it's just like, oh, I guess I tried to make a regular episode of television out of this.
Now, all this being said, I am thoroughly charmed.
It is charming. It has a similar kind of energy to Ultra Fight in that we sometimes get Tsuburaya at their best when like we have the budget to go all out and show us why we're the special effects studio of the creator of Godzilla, Eiji Tsuburaya.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes, due to reasons we've thoroughly talked about, they have no money and they have to make something anyway.
Yes. This is like, oh, we're gonna make a 5-minute fake Sentai, complete with the Sentai format of villains, and there's just gonna be all suits all the time with the Andro Melos crew. Mel, how did this happen?
Yeah. Also, it's kind of funny thinking like, oh, they're trying to do their own Sentai when Sentai, of all things considered, hasn't been around yet.
Oh, is it not? When
not
does
yet.
Sentai
But I mean, as long. Like, it's still like new.
Oh, I see.
But I'll talk about like, it had not become the Forever franchise asterisk. Not actually the Forever franchise because it's this year's the last one for a while. That's some crazy stuff that's been going on in the background in like modern Toku news, by the way. Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, they're stopping Sentai?
Yeah, temporarily.
Yeah, and there's racism happening.
Well,
I think I heard about this.
Yeah, that's the stuff with like the letting go the Gojuzer black actress. God, no, it's a whole fucking mess, and it's really reflects badly on basically everyone involved from a corporate level. But because Japan is like that, most of the people there are like, oh, there's probably like a justifiable reason for throwing an actress under the bus.
I am now looking, and it's what a tragic fate. Gozuja is the 49th show. They couldn't get to 50.
Couldn't get to 50
on the unbroken record.
But they did say this is the 50th anniversary. This is the 50th anniversary show, so we are changing from team anniversaries to like year anniversaries just in time to end it.
I see.
I don't know.
This is like when Superman comics will like constantly like renumber to start back at number 1, but when they hit a milestone, they're like issue 1000.
And it's like, no, you can't have it both ways. Shut up.
Anyway, I will see how the Space Sheriff Gavon reboot ? They're doing next year is going.
Okay.
But for now, back to the 80s.
Yes.
Which, to be honest, has just been pop culture of the past 20 years anyway. We can't escape. Stranger Things is still going, but anyway.
Well,
in the wake,
that's finishing for good now, right?
Yeah, this is the last one. My cousin told me some horseshit about that show, and I'm just like, God, they really fucked that one.
Going? How is it still going? Aren't they all like 30?
Yeah. They're old.
Yeah. I'm wondering if they're on a tangential note. I'm wondering if the Attack on Titan anime is finished yet, or if there's still yet another season of the final season.
Thankfully, that one is done. We're properly done now.
Yeah.
Okay.
It took them. I need to see it again. Attack on Titan. I need to see the season breakdown. TV series. Okay, so season
Stranger
1.
Things started 2016, so it's almost a decade old. That's so
season
terrible.
4. Season 4 of Attack on Titan started on December the 7th, 2020, and finished on the 5th of November, 2023.
Stupid.
we got the I'm trying to find the breakdown of what they call it.
It's like the final season part 1 and final season part 2 or something, right?
Yeah, final season part 1, final season part 2, and then final season special final, and then another special final season. We really mean it this time. And now it's over. Thank God. Mel, tell us about this show.
Yes, time to actually get into production notes.
Mm-hmm.
So we finished Ultraman 80.
We did.
It had some ups and downs. It's had some hiccups. And as we know, because we live in the future, there was a 15-year hiatus between 80 and the next mainline 50-episode Ultraman show, Ultraman Tiga. But Super I didn't know this at the time, and so they were trying to figure out ways to keep the brand alive and do stuff. One thing they did was, hey, remember that one manga that was really popular and got us to make new shows again? By Mamoru Uchiyama?
Yeah.
The one that we have an episode on you can listen to.
Yeah.
Really in-depth character arcs. You know, like, you really understand why it had so much pull.
Look, Zoffy was there.
That's all you need.
Here is Zoffy. Thank God for Zoffy.
Really, maybe 80 would have been better if Zoffy showed up instead of Father of Ultra in that one episode.
True.
Yes.
And he wouldn't have actually changed the actual plot, but the fact it was Zoffy.
It's crazy we managed to go a whole season without me getting to post Here's Zoffy on Blue Sky.
It's honestly a tragedy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh,
that
now
manga.
now I have access. Now I'm the main person using that Ultra Q account. I can do it on the main account instead of my own. There we go.
Yeah. I mean, you
Cheap.
could have done this anyway, but...
Yeah, but, like, you know... Anyway.
Okay. Anyway. One of the fan favorite characters was Mamoru Uchiyama's original OC, the Ultraman Melos, who's really cool and has a lot of depth as a guy who is like has a big dick, but also his dick is almost too big, and that makes it's a problem because he's too prideful.
His main character flaw, his dick too big.
He's overconfident, not just confident.
One could say
that's what happened to Junie from Spy Kids.
He has layers, and by layers we mean he has really cool armor that sometimes comes off, and he goes, "Oh no, my really cool armor isn't on me anymore."
And because he comes from Andromeda, he has like the Andro Melos beam, and his armor is like called the Tector armor.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure you may understand where this is going. In the May 1981 issue of Telebikun, a serialized photo story. So I think probably the closest example I can think of is Gundam Sentinel. For us Gundam heads over here. Was published called Ultra Brother Story, Andro Melos, starring a brand new hero. Also, as a sidebar, when doing research, I learned that in Japanese, the term graver means something else from how we've interpreted over here.
Wait, what? The term...
Yeah, graver just kind of means, like, photography-based. So it's like you'll have, like, there's a photograph magazine about photography. So it's called a graver magazine. And then we kind of basically only took the horny version of it. So that's kind of an interesting sidebar.
Oh, I see.
But anyway, this is this Ultra Brother story, Andro Melos, starring a new hero, needs to be highlighted. This new hero is very obviously transparently inspired by Uchiyama's manga, both in terms of his name and his equipment, but also this is at 100% a completely different guy and not the same guy as from the manga.
I spent like the first 8 episodes trying to figure out if it was supposed to be the one we've seen already or not. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah. I went into this completely assuming both of you would assume that is the guy and then be surprised to find it's a different guy.
Because we never see what he looks like underneath, so I was like, is that him?
I'm sat there, I'm like, is this like kind of the same guy, but like they've changed what he can do and stuff, because like they could. I'm not sure. Is this like a different iteration on the same character? I mean, yes, but like I don't know if this actually matters. But is he a robot?
No, he's a guy in a
He
suit.
might be.
Yeah, I mean that in the
don't
universe
know.
sense, not just in the Toku filming sense.
He's got a cool
like
suit.
those are armors that some guys are wearing.
Yeah. He does fight Ultraman. He fights Alien Magma at one point.
Yeah, like it doesn't have Ultraman in the name, but it is like definitely tied into the Ultraman universe, which is why we're covering it.
Mm-hmm. At one point, he mentions Earth. Okay, he can't be Andro. At one point, he says, like, I've heard people talk about Earth.
Oh,
this
that's
beautiful
true.
planet. I'd love to go there. And I'm like, what do you mean you've heard people talk about Earth? You're from a different fucking galaxy.
Yeah,
I does like how he
Andromeda.
says the third planet from the sun, which implies that only our sun is called sun, and they all got
Everyone else's is called stars.
in
yeah.
like a complete inversion of Tomino's huge brain. Well, of course, the Buff Clan call their own planet Earth because that's what every alien species would call their own planet.
Yeah. It makes sense. Why is it called Earth? Because it's made of Earth. It's the Earth.
Yeah. It's why there's a lot of ethnicities who are like, oh yeah, we call our country Land of the People because it's our homeland.
Yeah. Romans landing on Britain. What's that river called? Avon. Okay. It's the River Avon.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
In any case, this project will be serialized from 1981 to 83 in Telebikun and be overseen by Kazuo Mitsuda and Shisashi Yasui, who's from the Telebikun editorial team. Alongside this is a manga by Shinji Imura, published in the same magazine called Ultra Super Legend, and it's unfortunately translated. I wasn't able to find much on Imura himself other than he apparently died under suspicious circumstances in September of 2005.
What? Okay.
Yeah, that's just a thing on his Wikipedia page. It's like, yeah, he just died.
They don't elaborate
suddenly.
why it was suspicious, just that
No. Yeah.
Oh, that's ominous.
Yeah.
That makes it twice as suspicious. Is the suspicious circumstances that the circumstances are labeled suspicious with no explanation?
The circumstances of my death are raising a lot of suspicions that are answered by my shit. Besides that, though, between 1981 and 1983, there were a number of Andro Melos works published in Shogakukan's various magazines, including one by Mamoru Uchiyama himself. Because if you remember from our manga episode, they're really dumb about this.
Mm-hmm.
But make no mistakes, it's Imura's manga that's, and along with the original Photo magazine special story thing, that's the quote-unquote source material of this show. Which, speaking of, Super I decided to make a Andro Melos TV show in the fall of 1982 as the photo story is eventually moving towards conclusion. As far as the staff and crew go, directors Yoshikazu Takahashi and Tatsuro Furuta, writers Kazuo Mitsuda, Fukushima Sei, Fujimori Takumi, and Eto Naoyuki, and Koji Takano as special effects director. Sculpting the suits was done by Shinichi Wakasa of Studio Monsters, who, if you recall, was responsible for kaiju sculpting for the second half of 80.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing to note is that this is the first Toku series in Japan to be filmed on videotape rather than film. And maybe it shows.
Yeah, I was gonna say that explains why it looks like that.
Yeah.
Cast. We have Andro Melos, voiced by Makoto Otaka. Voice of Ni Given from Dunbine and Emil from Legend of Galactic Heroes.
Oh, wait, shit, we're getting an actual voice. Okay. Neil Given? Hell yeah.
Then we get, his suit actor is Yutaka Koizumi. Andro Floor voice actress Kumiko Mizukura, who doesn't seem to have much credits, and then suit actress Emiko Kunimoto. Andro Mars, voice actor Susumu Kotaki, who plays Jiron from Zabungle, and whoever the pilot of the Tequila Gundam is in Geo Gundam. Suit actor.
Wait, who was he? Sorry, could you repeat that? Who was he in Zabungle?
Jiron.
Oh, that's main guy.
Okay, cool. And suit actor Mutsutoshi Shiroya. And finally, of the main team, there's the big, impressive voice talent. Andrew Wolf, voiced by, in his debut role, Kenyu Horiuchi. And then his future roles would be Masha Marcello from Gundam Double Zeta.
Oh my god.
Also from Gundam X, Jamil Neat.
Yes.
Kope and Mephisto in various future seasons. Raiden from Metal Gear. Kikita in Golden Kamuy. Gren in Cowboy Bebop. Wilhelm in ReZero. And Will Good from Ergo Proxy, among various other voice talents, because this is a big voice actor guy.
Hell yeah.
Fucking Will is Raiden. Oh, that makes so much sense.
He plays the guy like in the Garo anime. He plays his dad.
Which Andro was that? Was that Wolf?
Yes, the guy who's like spends
the guy who's under the
entire show in a
fog.
bed.
He's under the healing fog machine the whole episode.
It makes him mildly uncomfortable.
And listen, when they cut to him in that suit of armor and helmet underneath the fog machine, I'm like, man, I bet that actor's pissed right now. That seems really annoying.
Yeah.
Speaking of that actor, suit actor Hiroshi Ueda.
Cool.
Mephisto is from Sweet Peaker, specifically, just for reference.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got our Below Jaw brothers plus sister, Judah, voiced by Shojiro Kihara, suit actor Kazuyoshi Sasimoto. Mold, voice actor Shingo Kanemoto, suit actor Yuji Ito. And Gina, voice actress Kyoko Oguma, suit actress Keiko Matsushima.
I also want to state, I have spent half this show thinking that Judah was Jackal and this was a prequel, and then I remembered, wait, that guy's name was Jackal.
Oh.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Somehow, despite their divorce, this series would air on TBS on weekday evenings between February and April of 1983. I don't know how that happened.
I mean,
I guess they're like, they got desperate and went back to their ex for a bit.
like I couldn't find a place to live in time. And just crash for a little bit.
What do you need money? That said, the show was somehow only shown in the Kanto region, which meant it was also kind of like, I guess in some ways got like a weird reputation outside of Kanto, where it's like, oh yeah, it's the show that didn't exist that we never got.
That's so
funny.
Weird.
What did they use to fill that 5 minutes is a very specific amount of time for like a channel.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what else was in that slot in the other regions. That's so weird.
Yeah. That being said, this combined with the fact the show was only on air for a month and a half, airing every day on weekdays. And adapting a story that was basically almost done in the magazines that I was running in meant it didn't make much of a blip on the radar as far as children's media is concerned, because remember, most children's magazines are monthly, which means there's basically zero time to actually enter children's consciousness. As an addendum, Imura's manga would be serialized from 1981 all the way to 1986, well after the show we were watching is concluded. It has 5 distinct arcs. Not that one. So as like a little bonus, because the wiki has summaries for them, I'm gonna like save for our final episode. I'll be like, hey, here's what happens to the manga.
Okay.
Just because it's also like a loose adaptation. It's not like a one-to-one adaptation. But for our purposes, just know that given the timeline, the show only really adapted the first 2 arcs of the manga, because that's the ones that ran from 1981 to 1983. So, like, by the time they got to, like, part 3, the show was already over. And yeah, it is a bit of a looser adaptation of those, both the photo manga and the manga. Photo magazine, whatever, and the manga, and also has a different ending. And so yeah, I'll bring that to you in like 2 weeks, because there's like a three podcast season. We'll be through this fast. Anyway, what is happening in the year 1983?
Good question.
Not Godzilla. He's still asleep.
Armored Trooper Bottoms.
Yes.
I think.
Yes. But we'll get to that. Still on the Toku side, Toei is putting out Kagaku Sentai Dynaman, which is the 7th season of Super Sentai. And the second of 9 in a row, written by Hirohisa Soda. Incidentally, this is the show that Yulian's actress would star in as Dyna Pink.
I see.
Also, 1982 saw the debut of the first Metal Heroes show, Space Sheriff Gavan, and now this year we have the follow-up, Space Sheriff Sherivan. And then Toei kind of also has on the side a third Toku series, this one less of a hero show, more of a comedy show called the Fushigi Comedy Series, which began in 1981, and this is the third entry this year is Patonton. For context, this franchise is one, at least in this part of the when it's running, is like a weird mascot comedy Toku series. And Patonton specifically was inspired by E.T., which came out the previous year in 1982. In the anime side of things, which is what people are actually watching, you know, hey, as you said, Armored True Bottoms and also Or Battler Dunban.
Yeah.
Sunrise.
What a fucking... Sunrise are just killing it.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Don't forget Mission Outer Space Shrungle. That's not a surprise,
I would never forget
think.
Mission Outer Space Shrungle.
Meanwhile, the previous year, 1982, saw the release of a certain show called Super Dimension Fortress Macross. Which meant this current year, we have the follow-up, so Super Dimension Century Orgus, which is the thing you can go listen to some podcasts of.
It's so funny that Tomino invented isekai anime, and then immediately afterwards the Macross guys invented bad isekai anime.
months later. Also, kind of related in terms of Robotech, this year also has Genesis Climber Moss Peta airing. Which does make it funny that's the third Robotech one. Because it airs before Southern Cross, but whatever, Robotech is stupid anyway.
Yeah, Robotech.
Fuck Harmony Gold. Meanwhile, a certain comedic anime series known as Urusei Yatsura has been airing for a hot minute. And one of those guys on there, a little young fledgling director, Memura Oshii, is making his film directorial debut with the first movie, Only You, in theaters.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, he also is finding time to put out the very first OVA, Dalos, the same year.
Oh my god. Dalos and the first Urusei Yatsura movie are the same year?
Yeah.
Dude was on a tear for a bit there.
Oh my fucking god.
Not a franchise I care about, but Doraemon is on its 4th movie, Nobita and the Castle of Undersea Devil.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Space Battleship Yamato is on its 5th and final movie of its original continuity, Final Yamato. Which was apparently the longest animated movie ever.
We really mean it this time.
Yeah. Which was apparently the longest animated movie ever until like 2019.
Honestly, Yamato is just like a Midwest goodbye, but in anime form.
Which movie was this again? Is it Final Yamato or something?
Yes. Yeah.
Final Yamato. Yeah, I remember looking at the list of longest animated movies because I can't remember what movie was like near the top at one point. And I remember looking at it and being like, wait, I just know this list isn't accurate. There's like a bunch of Yamato movies that are there's like, there are so many movies that should be on this list. And then I checked back like 6 months later and I was like, okay, I think this has been fixed now.
Yeah.
I had a very similar experience to you.
Yeah.
This one's for me. Kurumemi, which is the first of Studio Pierrot's Magical Girl series. And it's also the first time someone other than Toei has done a Magical Girl show, so it's kind of when the genre kind of becomes a genre rather than just like a quote-unquote soft franchise. So it's pretty important to the genre. Also, I did not know this until now, but this is the first show written by Kazunori Ito.
Oh.
I did not know he was involved with Kurumemi. By the way, he wrote those Heisei Gamer movies. They're pretty good. You can go listen to those podcasts now that we have all three of them out. Some other notable anime this year is Cat's Eye, Barefoot Gen, Captain Tsubasa, Kinnikuman, also known as Ultimate Muscle, which is, by the way, explicitly inspired by Ultraman. I think it started as like an Ultraman fanfic kind of thing by the creator. So that's fun, even though it's a weird wrestling anime. Also, Daikon 4 is this year, alongside the weird Return of Ultraman fan film anime that we already watched. That's also this year.
Oh, yeah.
We're, like, in it now with, like, the nerd culture shit.
Yeah. As for some manga, what is debuting in the manga sphere this year? Fist of the North Star.
Well.
Message to Adolf.
Oh my god.
Prefectural Earth Defense Force, which is a thing I've heard is inspired by Ultra 7. And Wingman, a comedic Toku series, and that recently got a new live-action adaptation by Toei.
Now, that Earth Defense Force thing isn't related to, like, the later game series at all.
No.
Okay, this happens a lot, where there's a lot of things in Japan named Earth Defense Force that actually have nothing to do with one another.
I have to assume that a lot of it has to do with the fact that they have a thing, their military is called the JSDF.
Yeah, that makes sense.
For, American occupation post-war reasons. Now, let's leave the Japanese Isles and see what else is going around the world. First of all, indie filmmaker George Lucas's experimental sci-fi series Star Wars ends definitively with its absolute final movie, Return of the Jedi. Incidentally, neither of these came out this year, but in the previous year, 1982, Harrison Ford features in two notable movies called Raiders of the Lost Ark and Blade Runner. So those happened. Other movies out in 1983 are King of Comedy, Superman 3, Tarkovsky's Nostalgia, the Twilight Zone movie, which killed people, A Christmas Story, and Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence.
Ooh.
There's no Star Trek movie this year, but the previous year was the one where Wrath of Khan came out.
Oh, man.
That's the one
Doctor
people
Who.
like, right?
Yeah.
I don't know Star
What do you
Trek.
mean? Yes.
I don't know Star Trek.
The Wrath
I don't know
of
Star
Khan
Trek
is
either,
goated.
but Wrath of Khan is like... Wrath of Khan being the one people like is the only thing I know about Star Trek, basically.
Wrath
I
of
know
Khan is
there's
like,
one-
you don't...
I know there's one where
Anyway.
Khan's angry, and I know there's one where they, like, meet God or some shit.
That's the... Okay. Wrath of Khan is a movie so goated that you go and you watch the original episode that Khan is from, and you go, I shouldn't have done that. This isn't very good.
Doctor Who is currently on the fifth...
What if the problem with eugenics is that the domineering supermen are too cool and will steal all your women, and you'll get zero pussy?
Oh.
I don't even
Anyway,
know.
you were saying
Don't
something about
follow up
Doctor
to that.
Who.
Yeah, Doctor Who's on the fifth Doctor. Also, and
Cricket Man.
from Red's neck of the woods, our good friend Jerry Anderson has a new show called Terrahawks.
Oh my god! So that one's oh my god! So that one's
more like
not Super Marionation.
That one's like guys in suits, isn't it more? Or is it like
no? I think it's like
Muppets?
Muppets. I think it's like hand puppets.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh man, Terrahawks. I have not watched Terrahawks. But I mean, it's it's one of the things.
In terms of print media, somehow I missed this in the Ultraman 80 pod, but in 1980, Gene Wolfe put out Shadow of the Torturer, and so in this year, 1983, he put out Citadel of the Autarch, which means he finished Book of the New Sun.
Okay.
Between 80 and Andro Melos.
Answer that fifth one though too.
Don't worry about that. It's not worth your time. It's bad.
I think that's the general consensus is you don't do that. I have one addition is from my neck of the woods, which is odd. From 1978 to 1981, so it is now finished Blake's 7, which is which is like very low budget. It's made by Terry Nation though. And who's the guy who invented the Daleks, and it's Blake 7 is very funny, but I quite like it. It's like,
does he ever watch it turns him into 7 aliens?
No, it's the crew. It's the crew. Blake 7. Oh man. The main guy is Blake, and he's running this. He's a rebel against the government.
Is it about his 7th birthday? That's why it's called Blake 7. It's short for Blake is 7.
Yeah, it's about Blake turning 7. There's a crew of 7 people. He's actually the
7th guy in the Blake Guard.
It's like what? Oh my god! It's like watching a CRPG kind of. Because it's about it's like your Critical Role RPG. Yes, that's what CRPG stands for.
Critical Role Playing Game.
Critical Role Playing Game. I'm gonna kill myself.
This. Yeah, I was about to say we just put evil out into the world.
I mean, we are doing an Ultraman podcast.
No, this is Andro Melos. This is different.
No, it's from the Ultraman franchise.
It's different.
It's a spin-off. It's not like Mirror Man.
Damn. Blake 7 has a great opening theme. Anyway, this aside is gone on too long.
Yeah.
You may continue.
Yeah. Also from Red's neck of the woods, The Color of Magic comes out this year.
Oh, shit.
First Discworld book.
Yeah.
Sci-fi book called The Anubis Gates. The Japanese novel Vampire Hunter D.
Let's go. I've read that. That's a good time.
And also Alan Moore is in the middle of V for Vendetta.
Also a good time.
Also, remember, there's a new medium on the rise. The Famicom is out in Japan this year.
Oh, shit. Speaking of RPGs.
Every video game YouTuber will tell you that this is a perfectly timed thing to happen because this is also the year of the American video game crash.
I see.
Which killed the Atari and other things.
There we go.
Also, this is a year in arcades we get Xevious and Dragon Lair.
Aha.
And yeah, that's it. That's what we're doing in 1983.
Sick.
I am curious to see how video games being like a thing children are into does
affects Toku.
Yeah, I've been very curious to see how that, because you can kind of see it with the mecha stuff, where like it feels in the background more, or like the way that like computers and like simulations and stuff are presented. Like it's definitely like, oh well, like kids are playing video games now, so they had to change this. And I'm curious what that looks like for the Toku version of it.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a collection of 3 sicko a new team of bad guys, and one of them plays video games, plays the Wonder Swan.
Yeah. Like
in Seed.
It's funny, I joked about this with Catherine because she just watched X-Aid when we recorded last week, and the opening scene of Kamen Rider X-Aid is the main character as a child being sick in a hospital, and the thing that kind of inspires him to become a doctor is his doctor giving him a Bandai Wonder Swan as like a form of comfort. And he grows up to become both a pro gamer and a doctor.
Oh, wow.
Which is why X8 is like that. It's very
Sorry,
fun.
I was... Sorry, I'm not... The Trauma Center movie that has the Gran Turismo tagline. Can a gamer become a real doctor, doctor for real or something?
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how gaming leaks through, because it'll be happening kind of in the background, because we have a hefty bunch of stuff to get through between now and Tiga, as it turns out, but also like we said, the mainline shows, there's like a 15-year gap between 80 and Tiga, which means that by the time Tiga comes out, it's the same year as N64, which means like a whole bunch of video games has happened in the meantime. But yeah.
Sick. Well. We now have to talk about Andro Melos, and there isn't much to talk about, really.
Can I get a word count on your summary? Is there a summary?
What do you mean summary?
That's what I thought.
The summary is... Okay, here goes the summary. So, Andro...
Before you begin, do you think we can give, like, a breakdown of Brad's powers and abilities first? I think the audience would really...
Oh, dude, that's so right. Brad, what are your powers and abilities?
I'm funny.
That's just debatable.
I'm I can endure the cold real good, because I'm from I'm from like America's Hokkaido, basically.
Are you weak to fire?
Listen, all of America is a Hokkaido.
True. Yeah, I'm weak to fire. And with my Uzinator, I can trap my foes.
Oh, I don't want to know about your Uzinator.
It's important. So we gotta sell the toys.
Okay, they made a toy about. Okay.
Yeah. Now this reminds me of a flashback during our very important fight scene to the time I learned an important life lesson about ooze. The episode will end on a cliffhanger, which was baffling to me.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you
then,
for
and then
telling
after it says
us
he was
your
15, and then at the start of the next episode, and he played the piano.
And he played the piano. We have to get the recap of them saying that he was 15.
And also, we will get the scene of the death itself twice.
Yeah. So, we watched Andro Melos. This is roughly what happens in the first 15 episodes of Andro Melos. Is Andro Wolf gets injured, he gets jumped by alien magma, 3 of them. And he comes back injured, and they leave him he tells them that the Gua army is on its way. And they're like, what the fuck is that? We have to go find out and deal with it, because we're the space cops. We're the space police.
Andro Melos will now spend the rest of the show, as of right now, on a bed with fog pouring over him.
Yeah, Andrew Wolf has done exactly nothing, but we still get a part where it cuts to him, and the narrator's like, well, here's his abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really funny. I was a big fan. The other 3, Andro Melos, Andro Mars, and Andro Flora, they all get in a spaceship, and they show up on a screen. They show these 2 planets close together, and then Andro Melos turns to Andro Mars and goes, "Sorry, I just called Andro Mars Andrew Marr, who is a British journalist." And he turns to Andro Mars to talk about these 2 planets next to each other, and he goes, "This is the planet Nuts." I'm like, okay. We got it, and so Melos goes to Alpha Nut, and Mars goes to Beta Nut. which is smaller. And they leave Flora on the ship, and they're like, "You stay here, woman. Look after the ship."
But then she helpfully reminds us, "I'm just as strong as the other two," and she does
Yes,
like a little
she
fist
is.
pose.
Yeah. And then our two heroes get jumped on the planet. Andro Melos gets jumped by the alien magma, and we get the backstory on alien magma, and because they're funny little guys who are like, "Oh, we want to be evil," and so we trained a bunch to be evil, and then we joined the evil army, and now all that effort will be wasted if we lose here. And then Andro Melos kills them all.
Didn't they blow up Ultraman Leo's home planet?
They did blow up Ultraman Leo's.
These funny little guys.
Well, remember one of them also got really into like Reshiram.
That's true. And the Andromeda magmas just aren't cutting it the way that the original alien magma was.
But we do get one guy with like a robot mask magma.
We do get a robot mask magma to differentiate, to show he's the leader. They all die. On the other nut, on Beta Nut, Andro Mars is fighting Dark Milan and Judah, who is one of the three big villains.
Yeah.
Not
for long, I guess.
Not for long. And Judah and Dark Milan have to retreat from Andro Mars because he's too strong. And Judah is like, if it was up to me, we would settle this over a nice cup of tea. And I'm like, who is this quirky guy? And then
it like teleports away with like no effects, and then we get the narrator helping us, telling us, well, really, Andro Mars' weakness is that he's too strong.
Yep.
He's too strong, just like how
he's just
Melos
too good, and that's his weakness.
Yeah, and they have a flashback to show him beating everyone else at tug of war, and then going, this makes me the strongest warrior in the universe. And Andro Melos is like, I don't think that's true. Andro Mars being like, no, it's definitely true. I don't have to worry about anything.
And Judah helpfully goes, it's time to do a tug of war.
Yeah, let's play tug of war. And then it turns out the chain is an explosive device, and it traps
is that
Andro Mars.
Okay? I thought when they were playing tug of war, one of them just pulled out like a blaster and shot him.
No, they triggered like a thing on the chain, and it sent an explosion up the chain to hit Andro Mars. So
that
Mars
makes more
gets got.
sense.
Mars gets got, and he's like, "Oh no, how could I get got?" And he has to get rescued by Melos.
One of my favorite things ever happens here, where the narrator a few episodes back talks about how cool and strong Mars's Cosmo Bazooka is.
Yes.
And then Mars does Cosmo Bazooka twice in a row, and they get parried both times by Judah's sword.
And then he calls the Cosmo Bazooka a childish toy.
No one can escape the Emerald Splash.
He does it twice, like in a row. Like there's like
it's nothing.
There's no transition point or anything. He's just like Cosmo Bazooka, bam, Cosmo Bazooka.
So Andro Mars defeats Dark Milan, but then he's too tired and he's getting wrecked by Judah. But then Melos shows up, defeats Judah, and Judah is like, ha ha ha, I may be defeated, but my lord Gua of the Gua army will destroy you all. And then he dies.
Isn't that like the buff clan rank they get promoted to?
That's pretty close. That was Guar.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Gua's like underneath.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's the rank below. So that's the first arc, and then the next arc is the floor arc, by which I mean she's gonna get kidnapped. So we now have to deal with Gina, who is the woman on the evil squad. She's got a whip. She's going Francisco von Karma mode.
She's got like a cobra head.
We're hitting all the female action story beats, like a woman who can definitely fight but still gets damseled, and evil woman who uses a whip because that's the weapon that evil women use.
And also they must fight each other.
They must fight each other. Now listen. if let's all hand it to Kat. She'll be getting Yuri out of this stone right here when the evil woman kidnaps the good woman and threatens her with a whip. I think it's, I'm like, okay.
That you don't even need to go with the stone. That kind of writes itself.
It just works.
When we got to the whipping, I was like, there's something going on at this set. Someone writing this was getting something out of this.
Exactly. So, we appreciate that sort of thing around here. And Floor... Okay, so first of all, they leave Floor in the spaceship. She's clearly annoyed about this. And they're like, oh, silly girl. you stay behind and look after the spaceship while they go investigate this beautiful planet. And they're like, wow, loads of beautiful flowers. And she's like, what? I'm so jealous. I'm a girl. I love flowers. And the narrator's like, at the first mention of flowers, Flora is going to disobey her orders and head down to the planet. The narrator is such a dick to her. It's so crazy. Scoring dunks on her constantly.
The one after this is so bad.
What's the one after this?
When she goes down and then she gets distracted by these flowers and she's like, oh, I should name these flowers, and she's coming up with like, oh, this one's like tender heart, loving pureness. No, not that one. It's gotta call it green beauty, hyper love. And she's like, no, not that one. And then the narrator's like, this buffoon of a girl is so obsessed with the flowers that she doesn't notice the enemy right behind her.
We just get like somehow the longest 2 minutes ever in this 5-minute show, where she's just kind of sitting there as like a vining slowly creeps closer, and Nair's like, oh no,
she has AirPods in.
Oh no, just do something. Oh no, I can't believe this woman.
She then just settles on the name First Love and has a flashback to her first love, because her first love is Andro Wolf, who is injured at the minute, and she's like,
off screen.
He's chilling.
Can I say I kind of shuddered a little bit when it was like, oh yeah, her first love, and then when he gets the flower from her, he says, oh yeah, Flora, you're a good kid, and I went, ooh.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you also remember the bit when he calls her a naughty girl, and then Melos and Mars both walk in from off screen and go, she is very naughty?
I wonder how much of this is just like the subs, which are passable.
The subs seem not quite the standard we'd hope for, but
that's what we got.
They're working. She gets kidnapped eventually. Well, but because the flower she's sniffing that she's named First Love is like, it's poisonous. It's a demon flower.
It's called like Satan Beauty or some shit.
Yeah, it's the flower you thought was called First Love is actually called evil, dark, menacing Satan flower of the devil. Ha, got you. She's like, oh, I'm feeling really sleepy, and she can't fight good, and she gets tied up by the big plant monster, Basilia, and Gina's so the monsters are called fighting Bems, and they are invented and used. They are raised and trained by the bad guys, Gina's like, Basilia is my pride and joy. Andro, Mars, and Melos both figure out that she's kidnapped because they can't talk to the spaceship. And so they go find her.
Like basically what happens is like they just kind of wander around this forest, which is exactly one set for a while. And Melos is like, I feel like something's wrong. And Mars is like, Nah.
Don't know what you're talking about. You're probably just sensing that she wants to come down to the planet. They both find her and they rescue her. They destroy Basilia and they fight off Gina, and Gina escapes. And now Floor is free. And so they're like, well, don't do that again. And she does not get involved in any of the fights in this arc. But
she can fight as good as everyone else, we swear.
Yeah, we swear.
I mean, she kind of fights. She gets spun around by the plant guy a little bit.
She does.
does. And then the final episode we have is of the villain squad getting back together, just Mold and Gina being like, damn, wow, Bezelia was my pride and joy. It feels like, individually the Andros are already like way more powerful than I was expecting, but to get like when there's two or more of them, the power is like beyond expectations. And Mold is like, we'll have to activate the Andros separation plan. And Hina's like, how the fuck will we do that without a fighting Bem? And Mold is like, I've been training a fighting Bem in secret, and shows off his cool new fighting Bem that he's been training. And this fighting Bem will be used in the next arc. There we go. That's the summaries.
It sure is.
What do we think about this TV show?
This is something extremely for kids in between other full-length shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
For the purpose it serves, I think this is a perfectly fine show.
Yeah, it's kind of like the fact that, putting aside the fact it has zero money, it is a nice change of pace, and just like the sets are kind of just like not buildings and not miniatures, and so the fighting style is a bit more like normal.
Yes.
For a toga show. Like they're doing a lot more flips and jumps and like throws relative to like,
they're not trying to act like everything is super big.
Yeah. It's maybe a bit more closer to like Conrad or Center does in choreography versus what the traditional Ultraman style is.
Yes. The other thing I noticed about this show is that as it being an adaptation of a thing, like a photo, whatever it is, makes some sense. I was going to say, this does feel very in line with the type of story we got from the manga that we read that had Andro Melos in it.
Yeah.
This very much feels paced like that, where it's just like it's all action all the time. With like, we're gonna get to a big bad eventually, and by eventually I mean in not very much time at all.
And the characterization is done in the fights.
The characterization is done in what characterization there is done in the fights. Yeah.
Well, there is okay. So I mostly didn't like. I do think this is fine for what it is. I didn't have much love for this, but there were two things that did kind of impress me. One, I think these sets, especially considering how little time you're actually going to be seeing them for, look phenomenal. Actually,
they're pretty cool.
They put a lot of energy and love into making that forest.
Yeah, and they don't look that special, but they are like cool. Like they're neat as alien planets with their own like kind of like skies as well.
Yeah, like, and it's like simple. Like, I mean, like the bad guy planet is just like evil, generic, like rocky wasteland, but like
with like temple and arches.
Yeah, but they could have probably gotten away with doing much less, and they didn't. And I think that's kind of neat. There's a shocking amount of like enemies being taken out, and like the other enemies like getting mad or feeling for their fallen comrades in this that I don't feel like we've gotten before. It's really weird to have it suddenly crop up in this 5-minute thing for babies. Yeah.
They've got such loyalty for each other. It's fantastic.
It's also really funny that you'll have Melos like kill a guy with his sword and it'll explode and the guy is not there anymore.
Yeah.
The alien magma, like them giving them a quick bit of backstory to make them somewhat sympathetic, and then immediately have two of them die, and then one of them goes, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you, Andro Melos," and I'm like, "Yeah, go get him."
Yeah. It kind of goes hard.
It's pretty good.
Writing television is so easy.
It really is. It's like I don't know, it's just kind of a neat little format for like if I'm just sitting down with dinner and I go, I want to watch something, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't eat dinner very slowly. like I'm not putting on a movie. To be honest, if I put on an episode of an anime, I'm what am I like 10 minutes out of it? And this is like, this is truly just for these 3 weeks. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, what am I gonna do while I eat lunch? I'll watch an Andro Melos episode. It's interesting.
Yeah, I think as a kid, I especially would have liked. I mean, like Toonami, if I recall, like Toonami and like blocks like that used to have stuff like this a little bit. I think a lot of the time more it was like a little short related to the channel itself more than like its own little thing. But well, I guess those original Clone Wars 2D animated like micro series things were pretty short though too. Like I don't remember how long those ran, but you can do this as like a cool little thing for your channel, and like it fits well between like 2 fuller size episodes of TV.
The original Clone Wars animation, especially because like that one started out with like it was like these little incidental episodes, these little episodic things, and then they hit like they had arcs, and I remember I was like the only person in my family who was we went to go watch the Revenge of the Sith, and I'd seen the events going up into Revenge of the Sith, so I'm the person who was watching Revenge of the Sith who was like, oh, I know why General Grievous is coughing.
Yeah,
he got his chest force crushed.
I had a very similar thing. I also remember sitting down very excited to watch the first episode with my sack of shit dad, and him just being like, that was it, and then walking out of the room, and I was like, oh, that was really short.
Yeah. There was a Doctor Who thing very similar to this, a David Tennant, Freema Agyeman era Doctor Who thing with this that I can't remember the name of, but very similar format.
This is just like
anyway.
Lost. Well, I guess no, they're not Lost because like people do these as like YouTube things now. Like there was like a Star Wars anime like recap thing for kids, if I recall, that is kind of in this 5-minute style for like a bunch of the different parts of those movies, like of the original trilogy. I remember seeing like these just are something that would get. Honestly, I'm surprised this isn't on the Ultraman YouTube channel. Like this feels like a slam dunk for that. Because like that's how I discovered that Godzilla Island thing was because like I'm subscribed to it because of Chibi Godzilla. And they just like every like fucking few days will upload like Godzilla Island episode 312.
Godzilla Island, by the way, features Jiro Dan.
Oh, now this is more web series adjacent. But it was aired on TV in Japan. Is Milky Subway started and finished this year? It was like 12 episodes, and those episodes are like 4 minutes long each, or something. It was quite good. That opening song hits. It was really good. Anyway, yeah, there's
especially when they can't get a full show out, there's a neat way to keep the brand alive in a way. Nifty little format. It'll definitely be interesting to see like the various things they try and throw at the wall before they can actually get Teague off the ground.
See, I would wonder though, if I was a kid, would I know this is even Ultraman adjacent?
No,
I guess
I
like
have no
Alien,
idea.
unless you know who Alien Magma is, I don't think you would.
It's hard to say.
And I don't know how much Alien Magma was in the culture.
Because, they still have, like, Andro Melos as a thing in the magazines before the show happens, but, like,
Yeah, I guess I don't know how popular relative... I mean, I know those magazines definitely had a readership, but I wonder, like, how much did that permeate?
Yeah, it's really hard to, like, put ourselves into the perspective of someone at the time.
Yeah,
it's just because it was a different country, too.
Yeah, language barrier there is very real.
But yeah, it's definitely interesting.
Interesting. Sorry, I watched 12 Angry Men like a couple weeks ago. Every time someone says there's a one fucking line read in that movie from the final juror to turn. Is it juror? I can't remember what juror it is, but he's like, when someone says, it's interesting that he had the exact same knife, and the line read is so unnatural. He says, interesting. So people say interesting now, and I just immediately, I'm like, interesting.
Unfortunately, I did that to myself with the word fantastic, but I do also hold myself back.
Yeah, say that again.
It's clobbering time.
No.
I can't believe the backstory on that. I can't believe
more people don't bring it up, because it's like stuck in my brain for like 10 years now, and I'm just like, how the fuck do people not bring that up as like the Martha thing from fucking whatever that movie is.
Dawn of Justice.
Yeah.
Why did he say that name? Well, do we have anything more to say about Andro Melos?
I mean,
I don't think so.
Clearly, Blood from a Stone. Impressive we've got enough as we did, and some of that's just like first impressions, and we'll see how it goes later.
Yeah.
Listen. I did try to find like info on like writer director, and I was like, I have a feeling this is going to be tricky. And Mel basically covered like the big two, like especially like Kaza Mitsuda was on this. And that seems to be like the big name for a lot of this. I did notice that like at least from what I could see, the very first credit is just credited as Andros Workshop. As like just a collaborative effort. I don't know how this works in Japan, but at least I'm pretty sure for like in the West, like the actual like credit order matters of like how much contribution there was, and if they're listing that as the very top one, I have a feeling it was just like everyone was kind of poking away at a little bit of everything, and they're just like, we don't feel the need to credit individually for writing this, right? Like, it's just kind of a thing everyone's poking away at. So.
Wow.
Oh,
they have color timers. That never came up, though, like in the actual thing.
No, it never came up.
Yeah, also they don't untransform, so I'm not gonna fucking bother.
Yeah.
Will we ever see what they look like underneath the mask?
No, surely not.
I don't think so.
It'll be weird.
If they took it off, would they die?
I hope the beeping of the snowplow hasn't been picking up this entire podcast.
I hear it. I hear it.
God damn it.
It would be extremely painful.
You're a big guy.
For you.
For you. Bane, shoutouts to Bane. What a fucking guy. I think about that performance so goddamn often.
The blue, you might have been off Blue Sky for this one, Mel. The Blue Sky post, whereas the first one to talk gets to get off my aircraft. It gets to a stereo on my aircraft. That whole opening sequence is incredible. I don't think I could watch the full movie, but I frequently watch the interaction with the fucking. That's so
your
weird.
leaders are lying to you.
He's the same guy from the one Bohemian Rhapsody scene that everyone posts with the terrible editing. You're Freddie Mercury. Wow. That's Andro Melos. In which case, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
back.
Welcome back.
Hello.
You know, when I got up, I had a bag of Twizzlers that, frankly, I forgot I had from around Halloween that I found again.
Mm-hmm.
And I ate one of them, and now I'm wondering. So, like, every show like this got one of the kaiju that has like a weird like tentacle appendage or like a vine. I wonder if there's ever been like a candy one that has like a licorice attack.
A licorice attack.
That seems like a slam dunk.
Could be.
Surely
be.
we will get a candy-themed enemy
Yeah.
Yeah.
at some point.
I feel
Presumably.
like Twizzlers don't even taste like real anything.
No, but that's why I frankly probably like it more. I hate black licorice. That
I also
shit
don't.
is
I don't care
nasty.
for black licorice much.
My
I am
my
also
mom
not a
and
licorice person.
my mom and stepdad fucking love it, and they're like, "Oh, we got licorice," and I'm like, "Ooh," and then like they're like, "Oh, they meant black licorice," and I'm like, "Oh."
Rip.
Rip.
Wow. Hello. We are back.
Hello.
We were talking about licorice.
We were talking about licorice.
We were talking about licorice.
I wonder
This
if
is
we
when
have
one of
anything
us
else for
says
this
we've
podcast.
watched Licorice Pizza this week.
Today I have watched Galactic Defender Licorice Squeenie.
From Discotheque.
From Discotheque.
Yeah, from Discotheque. I've actually continued my Ghibli watching. I watched more movies.
Yeah. We've had 2 weeks off.
Mhm.
Except
Had
I
2
guess
weeks off.
I guess Red also gave a movie rundown last week.
Well, yes, I did, because I'd been watching loads of westerns. I didn't go to see Sisu 2, like I said I would. But I did look up what the premise of Sisu... So, Brad, Sisu is a Finnish war movie that I realized about 5 minutes in. I was like, oh, this is like a western, really. But it's set during World War II. It's set during the moment where the Soviets demanded that the Finns kick the Nazis out. And instead, this main character, who is kind of like a cipher for the Finnish national identity, is like, I don't really want to. I'm going to go dig up some gold instead. And then he winds up fighting the Nazis over gold because, stuff. The premise of Sisu 2 is that the war is over and he's moving back to where his old house was in the territory that the Soviets took during the Winter War, and he's going to move his house, and the Soviet Union releases the imprisoned KGB guy that they have who killed Sisu's whole family.
Oh, this poster goes hard.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I quite like Sisu. It is like a politically ludicrous movie. It's okay. This old guy.
Did this get like a recent release in your neck of the woods? Is that why you're?
Yeah, Sisu 2 got released like last week here. But I didn't watch it in the end. But yeah. They've got what's his face Lang, the guy from Avatar.
This is
Stephen Lang as the Soviets, the KGB guy.
This is playing by me this week too. I could go see this.
You could. Anyway, I watched some Ghibli movies. I watched From Up on Poppy Hill, which is Goro Miyazaki's return and a much better movie than Tales from Earthsea. It's like a cute little romance with one
that
little
movie.
dash
They
of...
actually know why he killed his dad.
Yeah. They have. His dad is dead. There is one. It is a fundamental plot point of the movie is that the dad is dead because the dad is not alive to communicate exactly what happened with this weird child swap shenanigans. And so there's a very significant one of the things that people tell you about this movie is, it's the Ghibli incest movie, because it's got this one little bit of like the Korean War has taken some Japanese sailors, and so it turns out this boy realizes before this girl, he's like, oh, I think we might have the same dad. And it's this, I don't know, there's like something very compelling about it dramatically in terms of like him being like, him trying to cut her off and then her eventually confronting him about it and him revealing the reason. And she's like, oh shit, so what do we do now? And he's like, what do you mean, what do we do? We have to like try to not know each other. This can't happen. And then that doesn't work really, because they like each other already. It's I don't know, it's pretty good. And then soap opera plot stuff happens, some twists and turns and reveals. But I think there's like one moment in the movie where I'm like, this script could be a little less childish. But it's it's a Hayao Miyazaki script, and so it will continue to be childish. There's like a big love proclamation that happens where I'm like, I already got that, and it was like it had more weight to it when you didn't have the character saying this out loud. I liked From Up on Poppy Hill. I watched The Wind Rises. I did not like The Wind Rises. It's really bad. It's a really bad movie. Hayao Miyazaki, you are not like the guy who invented the Zero Fighter. That's not true. I only like half your movies, like exactly. But I still wouldn't describe you as being equivalent to the guy who invented war machines for the Japanese Empire. You gotta be kinder to yourself than that. I don't know. There's also like, I've mentioned this.
Well, when people tell you who they are, listen.
Yeah, I mentioned this to Mel. I don't think on a podcast or anything, but in a break on the Golden Kamuy podcast, because that was like 5 hours long. Yeah. Something I don't see come up because it doesn't get name checked in the movie, but I recognized it instantly. Is that everyone's always like, oh, is the movie like, is the movie kind of soft on the Japanese Empire? Is it kind of soft on this guy's contributions to violence? Because like it doesn't show you like the violence done, like the bombs dropped and stuff. And but like also, there's people going, oh, it's like an anti-war movie and stuff. And then I spot, I'm like, oh, that's the Great Kanto earthquake, where Japanese like just people, just citizens of Tokyo went around murdering like ethnic Koreans and Chinese, and Japanese people who they mistook for Koreans and Chinese people,
and communists,
and the communists, and that didn't come up. They showed the fire, they showed the rebuilding the city afterwards. They did not show any of the other stuff.
The massacres.
Did not show the massacres. And then I think I know where the movie's sympathies lie. Because there's a lot of like depiction of like military guys as being like big, blunt, and everyone else is just normal and trying to get by. And but you've omitted the incident where the normal people did the thing. You've omitted the incident where normal people just kind of rounded up Koreans and executed
Godzilla
them.
-1 voice. Really, what we need to help get Japan off its feet is like the small business owners to come together to fight Godzilla.
Oh, is that what happens in that? That's really funny.
Yes. That's exactly what happens in the movie.
That's really funny. I still haven't seen -1.
They're making Goo next, so you gotta.
I'm not a big fan of The Wind Rises. I think it's kind of weak. I also think there's like a middle stretch of the movie that's pretty good at a hotel, and I just think there's a lot of stuff around it that I should. It's just so obvious that Miyazaki is going like, oh, this is me, right? Hideaki Anno is the voice actor for the guy, and you know, being an engineer looks a lot like being an animator in this movie. Is like sitting at this angled desk drawing sketches of planes, and that's basically the whole job as depicted. And I'm like, well, this just I'm gonna be honest, this just looks like an animation studio.
Oh, I can't wait for you to watch The Boy and the Heron.
Oh no!
There's a point where a guy shows up, and it's like, okay,
okay. But then I watched The Tale from the Princess Kaguya, which is pretty good, but like, I don't know that it's like, you know, I have heard there's something about the fact that it's his last movie that I think makes a lot of people hold up The Tale of the Princess Kaguya as like the best, as like, oh, Takahashi's like magnum opus, and it's okay. It's not like the best he's got.
You mean
you know,
Takahata?
Takahashi, oh my god. Yeah, Isao Takahata, who is the Grave of the Fireflies guy, and the Only Yesterday guy, and the Pompoko guy, and My Neighbors the Yamadas guy.
I have also felt like this movie got a little bit more love retroactively than what I remember when it came out. I have always kind of had that feeling towards this movie.
Yeah, it's like, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I don't know that it's like a masterpiece or anything. But it's all right.
Yeah.
It felt long though, and it's 2 hours, which is not really that long. And so I'm like, I can't believe you've managed to make a movie that was in places just kind of fucking boring. Oh well. People should watch Only Yesterday, and Pompoko, and honestly, My Neighbor the Yamadas, which is really funny.
Yeah, I should close some of those gaps.
I love the fucking they've left their daughter behind at a shop, and she hasn't perceived that she's lost. But she meets another girl, and she's like, she meets another kid who's lost their parents, and she's like, oh, you're lost, and starts helping this kid, and she's like, no, I'm fine. And meanwhile, across the city, the family have realized they've lost their kid, and they start inventing these scenarios about what's happening, and the dad leans out of the car and yells to the rest of the stuck traffic, excuse me, my daughter is about to be kidnapped. This is like so good. Anyway, that's me. I've done like loads, but like I'm good. We got a hard out today.
Yeah, I've done some stuff. A bunch of it is stuff that Brad also did.
Oh yeah,
who's
I
going
guess
then?
We could we get into that.
Yeah.
The makers are back.
Yeah. On the silver screen.
On the silver screen. We went out and we saw Virgin Punk Clockwork Girl.
Yeah.
Which many people,
yeah.
I don't think, realized was just a 30-minute thing. Like an episode of Kiter Mezzo Forte.
Yeah,
that
I
somehow
found out,
got a theatrical release.
I found out after I already bought my ticket. I was like, well...
I found out in the theater watching it.
Oh.
Well,
that's worse.
I didn't mind, but I could see how it seems like some people were kind of pissed about it.
Yeah, one guy left when they did the special features thing and came back and was like, you can get a refund, by the way.
Oh my god, wow. That's
I did
crazy.
not bother because I was just lazy. But I did leave early because I was like, I don't care to watch.
So here's the thing. That special feature thing was pretty damn good. I actually liked it quite a bit. It's about as long as the episode itself, but as a look at Shaft's process and all the different people involved with creating, like, you know, really highly detailed and, like, visually appealing anime and all of the thought and, like, different processes that go into it, I actually liked it quite a bit. It's pretty cool seeing how detailed some of that stuff gets with them working in whatever programs they are. So I didn't mind too much.
Yeah, that's fair. I maybe in a different context than I was sitting in a theater watching it, I'd be more into it. Like if it was multitasking on like my computer or something.
It absolutely feels like a Blu-ray special feature that was tacked on to make you feel better about,
Paying that
buying
money.
a ticket.
Yeah.
But yeah, for anyone wondering, this is Yasuomi Uematsu's latest in his Girls with Guns fucked up series.
Yeah, they
following Kite
really
Mezzoforte.
like cement it by being like 1998 Kite, 2000 Mezzoforte, and then 2025 Virgin Punk. And it's like, oh, they're really hammering that is like a part. It's a piece, a direct successor to those things.
Yeah. This one is a little bit more cyberpunky. It's about a girl, Ubu, who used to be an orphan, and one day bounty hunters come to her orphanage and kill the guy running it, and they're like, don't worry about it, that guy was a massive sack of shit anyways. And this results in her 10 years later becoming a bounty hunter herself. And like that's how she makes her living. However, the head bounty hunter organization guy that came to her orphanage that one time really took a liking to her, and through machinations, shoots her, brings her to a facility, and then implants her brain in a recreation of her 14-year-old body.
Yeah,
And then forces her to work for him, doing bounties and also working at his like hot spring soap land massage place.
because he has also the kill switch of her robot body, and also a visual scene that fucked me up of him dissolving her human body in acid.
Yeah. So this is maybe the least like, how do I put this? This is the least like fucked in terms of like actual imagery on screen, like, sexual peril stuff of any of this guy's stuff.
It's not doing a hentai thing even if it has boobs on screen.
Yeah.
So it's not pornography, but we are dealing with material that is like we're still dealing with the same kind of ideas.
And I honestly think that the ideas as they are presented here compared to Kite and Mezzoforte are way more effective and honestly fucked up because they add those sci-fi elements to it that like it's about the control and her trying to figure out like, well, what the fuck do I do now? I don't like own my own personhood and body anymore.
Yeah, because it was robbed from her very directly. Yeah,
and it's beyond that, just an excuse to have cool sci-fi gunfights and action scenes. It's pretty sick.
Well animated, like the fucked up guy called Elegant, Mr. Elegant, does like a fun dance in the middle of the movie where he's like, "Oh man, I'm so happy," and it was like, super fucked up, but it's what you expect from his work, and it's nice. It definitely feels more in line with Kite in the way it actually seems to talk about structural stuff, because I feel like Mezzoforte was a bit more of a fun romp in that sense.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
It is interesting that two of these have pornography, and then one of them is the one that actually feels out of place in the three.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mezzoforte is just a weird thing to exist among the other two in this way, but also presumably we'll get one or two more parts. I'm assuming it's a trilogy, but I also don't have that based on anything. I was just kind of like,
I wouldn't be surprised if it ends with part 2. I mean, like the other two are also two-parters.
That's true. I guess if the story ends satisfying, it won't matter too much. But just like
yeah, I'm curious how long it's gonna take to come out, because they talk in that making of like when they first started making this, and this thing's been being made for a while, like pre-COVID.
Damn.
And it just came out. So
I'm a bit curious to revisit some of the work he's done since, because like, even though I don't think they're good necessarily, but like Galilea Donna was a show I watched when it aired in 2014, And then I watched exactly what episode of Wizard Bear starts, and like, I think this sucks. I didn't watch any more of it, but I am kind of curious now that I've seen more of his other stuff to be like, how does this fit into his like creative portfolio? Even if it's like, oh, this is like a thing that is not going to be remembered much compared to like Kite or Mezzoforte and Virgin Punk, because it's like mid and like it's just to see. Oh, this is his flop era, maybe.
You know what else he helped work on?
What?
He is one of, let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He is one of 7 directors credited on the anime adaptation of the American Dante's Inferno character action game.
That's funny.
Oh my god.
That's funny. I mean, I also know there's like Kite Liberator exists as a sequel people don't especially care for.
And there's like a Mezzo...
And a Mezzoforte TV series as well.
Yeah.
Which I guess it is the one that would get a TV series, to be honest. As we discussed. It's the one where it's just like, hey, you can just... This is a fun thing. But yeah, I enjoyed my time. I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of it, however long that might take, or whatever form it ends up being.
Yeah, it was pretty... I had fun with
fights.
It was pretty cool.
Cool fights. She's got a cool boomerang thing. And it's like, oh, you gotta cut the heads off the criminals with the bounties.
Yeah, there's just like a little like tube thing like you would use at the bank drive-through to like, you know, deposit money, but for like people's heads. That's how you claim the bounty. It's so good.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Also, there's like a highly featured and promotional material robot girl who does not last.
No, she eats shit like right away, and I laughed my ass off because she was in the trailer for like so long.
Which is also kind of like an inciting incident, because like, you know, part of the inciting incident is that because she dies, the elegant guy is like, well, I need another guy. I need another doll girl now.
Yeah.
And it's implied he's done this a lot of times, which is extra fucked up.
I do think that something that helps in this compared to, say, Kite and Mezzoforte is that they frame it with the rest of the cast that this dude is just a turbo freak pervert man, and everyone else does think it's extremely weird and fucked up.
Yeah, he's very transparent of like, yeah, this is like...
his thing.
It is up front that this is like, oh, this is a bad guy villain who is like the person she is forced to work under, and you know, it's not like a twist necessarily in the same way with like Kite.
In Kite and Mezzoforte, it's just kind of like an assumed given, like, oh, the world is just like this.
Yeah.
In a way that is a little rough.
Like, I mean, it's all part of, it's all definitely like, oh yeah, the ways that women are like caught in structures of abuse and power, even when they are power themselves, but like being used for those things. And this kind of like takes it to another level in a way. And I guess it helps that like Mr. Elegant, even if he's a gross fuck off slime ball, has like a fun voice actor, which makes his performance enjoyable to watch, even if it's like a guy who sucks.
He is having so much fun being a piece of shit.
Yeah. Also, he's tattooed a mustache to his face.
That's pretty good.
Is that all we had for Virgin Punk?
I think so.
Let me just check this voice actor again. Who is this?
Yeah, it's a pretty good voice actor. I just forget the name.
Katsuyuki Konishi.
Katsuyuki Konishi, who is in...
Oh, he's Kamina from Gurren.
Oh my god. That's funny. Okay.
Brad and I believe, also saw another thing in the theater.
Yeah, Angel's Egg.
Yeah.
This was a rewatch for me. Was this your first time seeing
My
Angel's
first
Egg?
time.
How did you feel about Angel's Egg?
I thought it was pretty nifty.
Yeah, it's great.
It's interesting that I have seen some future stuff that Oshii has done, and I see elements of those originally here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there was an interview, I can't remember which outlet did it, but there's a very recent Oshii interview that was done specifically for, like, you know, in light of this showing in theaters around the world again.
That's like a 4K thing.
Yeah, it's a 4K remaster specifically. But he says something in that along the lines of, like, all of my other works are kind of just different like rephrasings of the same questions I'm dealing with in Angel's Egg, or just like everything that I've made since kind of lives under the shadow of what this movie is dealing with. And I feel it, definitely. Like, this feels like the big metaphysical, like, larger picture thing he wants to be tackling with his work.
But also just like some visual stuff. Like, there's the scene with like the shadow fishes.
Yeah.
Which is really cool, but also reminded me of like the one Twilight QOVA he did, which was not especially good, but
I like that one more than you, I think. But I
did not care for it, but you know, the fish is a fun part of that.
Yeah, I was thinking of that one.
But
too.
Also, this movie somehow originally started off as a Lupin the Third movie that got canceled and repurposed into this thing.
Oh yeah, I looked up the history of that, and it's so funny reading that, like, treatment thing he did for it, and being like, oh, he just recycled all of these ideas and other things he made.
And then when he goes on to do, he directed 2 episodes of Lupin the Third Part 6, and one of them is directly calling back to this. Like, there's a shot that's like the end of episode, that's like basically recreated in the episode as like the end of episode reveal, and at the time I was like, that's weird, and now I've seen this movie, I'm like, oh. That is a strange episode of Lupin, but you may as well check it out. You know, it's standalone.
I was gonna say, could I watch the Oshii episodes of that and, like, as a Lupin person, be fine?
Those are perfectly standalone episodes, and I'd be curious to hear what you think, specifically the one that is a lot more blatantly calling it back to this one. Yeah,
because my Lupin experience is like the Ghibli movie, which I know people is like is not very representative, and like some episodes of Part 2. So
not a Ghibli movie.
It's pre-Ghibli.
Yeah,
but
it's
like Nausicaa. You can rope it in.
It's like calling Princess Crown a Vanillaware game. It's like, technically this is not correct, but also, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a really well animated movie. There's a lot of, like, especially experiencing in a theater, the constant use of, like, silence contrasted with the loudest sounds ever, that is really impactful, I think.
Yeah. I don't think, because I don't ever... I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like the first time I watched this movie was probably with headphones on an iPod Touch. So
David Lynch would be very angry with you.
Oh, probably. So, like, yeah, that just, like, I jolted in the theater when the scream happened. Like, and I knew it was coming, but it's so fucking deafening and loud. It was wild.
I couldn't tell you about the themes of the movie, but visually it's very nice.
It's good. I think it's a good... I like the last shot of that movie a lot.
It's a cool shot.
It's really good. It leaves you with a lot to think about. I mean, I will...
I would say that, like, it's definitely an evocative shot.
I think that what the last 5 minutes of this movie deal with heavily inform what he's doing in the thing that we'll be watching for the next Titor Corey. Which will make that trickier for me to talk about. Yeah.
I mean, should Red watch Angel Egg in preparation?
I might as well.
You might honestly, you might as well. It's like barely over an hour.
People like the movie. I might as well just watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is also something that I have, because, you know, I talk about this all the time. I am very heavily interested in, like, what, like, as best as I can, getting a sense for what, like, Japanese critics and Japanese like fandom think about these people's works.
Yeah.
Something I have learned Japanese oshi heads are very, very serious about is they describe his filmography as an ongoing conversation, and if you watch them out of order, or you watch them simply because of the franchise they're a part of, you're missing out key parts of the conversation.
I see.
There's someone I'm acquainted with who did like the translation for Sui no Sora, and they have this view of Skaji's work, which is unfortunate because most of that work is untranslated.
Damn, that's always rough. But they're very serious about publication order, and while also acknowledging like this often leads to issues with like, you know, his Ghost in the Shell movie, not at all like that manga. And if you're a fan of that manga, there are people who are Ghost in the Shell manga heads that are like, oh, well, fuck that movie. It's not what I want. Similarly, I mean, his Patlabor stuff, maybe not what all Patlabor fans want. I like it a lot. A lot of people are like, this is too different.
Most of his Patlabor stuff is stuff I like.
It's really just Patlabor too.
It's just that second and third movie, and I'm just like, well, okay.
He didn't do the third one.
No, he didn't do the third one. Sorry, yeah.
But yeah, I had a great time revisiting it. Revisiting it after having seen a shit ton more of his stuff, and like definitely being sold on a lot of the ideas that he's working with.
Yeah.
Oshii definitely one of my favorite directors.
We should do Vlad Love for Detour Quarry.
I don't think that would stand up to podcasting. I think we'd get through some production details and then go, so did we like Vlad Love? And then the noise would go,
I mean,
and then okay, let's go home.
How long did we get out of Andro Melos?
Like, we got about 10 minutes of discussion out of Andro Melos, maybe.
I think next week's gonna be the roughest of these 3 weeks in terms of
probably.
What do you mean roughest? It's gonna be easy, in and out.
I mean roughest in terms of like actual podcast to bonus stuff.
Yeah,
getting the water out of the cactus.
That's all right.
What else was? Also Amano famously did the art for this. This is pre-Final Fantasy Amano. Looks incredible.
It's cool.
Yeah, I really like the character designs a lot. Love the design of the city. And there's a big eyeball that I love the design of, because both it looks simultaneously sinister and grand, and what I believe it represents more broadly thematically in the movie, I think is a very interesting choice. And I think speaks to a lot of, I don't know if I'd say anxiety, but at least worry in Oshii's mind in a way I think is very interesting.
Yeah. I feel like I was kind of dumb in that sense that I'm like, I don't understand what the themes are, but I like the visual things going on, and I wish I was smarter with like themes and symbolism.
Without like getting too much, and this is honestly, I think a lot of people, I don't think this is like a too out of the norm of what people say, but I think it's very much so a movie exploring the opposing views in modern society between having faith and being skeptical, and how those things clash and interweave, represented by our two lead characters.
Right.
And considering also too how much he fucking loves using Bible shit in his work, I think that I think he's very preoccupied with this idea.
Despite the fact that in a recent interview he's like, well, I'm not religious.
No.
Which is pretty funny.
Well, I mean, you know, even when you're not religious, you're surrounded by a world that is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like,
you gotta, you know, yeah.
He's like, you know, I'm fascinated with the iconography.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm not, like, every time I come up with, like, fantasy story ideas, for like, you know, RPG stuff and stuff. I'm always like clocking that there's something inherently like Christian about some things. It's like, you know, that's the culture I'm from.
I mean, I'm working on a fucking mecha tabletop thing with heavy Gnostic inspiration. I think that entire thing is full of shit. But, you know,
yeah.
Sometimes it's cool.
Yeah.
That's all I had on Angels.
Judas has sauce. We've been over this.
Oh, true.
Do you have anything else, Brad?
I have, so not too much. I was visiting family, which was part of the reason y'all did the Detour Quarry when you did, because I was going to be out. So on my way there, and let me pull up my Audible account to make sure I get the name of this right. I listened to another Herzog audiobook that just recently came out in the past few months, taking a break from the Friedkin Connection one. Oh goodness, where's my? I've never used like the actual website version of this. How do I get to like where my things are? Oh, you're
the one thing I'll quickly mention is, because you mentioned you had like a hard out in like a couple of hours. We're about like an hour 45, so just to gauge where we're at and how much
I'll be fine.
Time we got.
I mean,
okay.
I'll just have to work later, but like it's the weekend.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. The Future of Truth, by Werner Herzog. He put out this like fairly short book just talking about like in the wake of the AI stuff and like deep fakes and fake news and propaganda and like, you know, modern digital technology. Where does truth stand? Coming from a filmmaker who has described himself as his entire body of work is trying to use filmmaking techniques and fiction to reveal an ecstatic truth about life. Unfortunately, I listened to a lot of Herzog interviews. Half of this book are just restated thoughts and things he has said in those interviews, which like isn't really. It's a problem if you're like me, but like it feels weird to hold it against the book.
It's like a convenient place for all those things that people might not otherwise have heard.
Exactly.
It's sort of like seeing clips of a comedian, like a stand-up comedian on like a bunch of different shows that they've been on, and you go like, you know, I really like this comedian's work. You know, go see a proper stand-up show of theirs, and you realize, oh right, they're using the material they have, which is the stuff that they've been doing in bits and pieces on all those shows that I saw.
But yeah, there's some interesting like conversations here about like, you know, moments of his life where he felt as though like the media or like the digital world or even just like the 24/7 news cycle was altering what he thought was reality like before our eyes, and some meditation on that, which I, you know, just thought was interesting to hear like an older man reflect on. Like he talks about like Princess Diana and the crash, and how like he was with someone, like he was with like a filmmaker friend at the time, and like his wife was like, or no, his girlfriend was like deeply affected by it, and the boyfriend was like, well, like you didn't know her personally, and like she got so mad she broke up with him on the spot. And like there's a whole part where Herzog's like, well, to her that pain was real because she felt that, you know, like the connection was there from like her being in the media so often and like stuff like that. A lot of little like random anecdotes like that. Talking a little bit about what it's like for him as a public figure who has a voice that, you know, an American audience finds interesting, and how he just goes on YouTube and finds AI slop of people writing fake conversations for him to have with like other people of note, and just being like, this is all soulless dog shit that doesn't actually mean anything, and you put my voice on it. And his feelings on that sort of stuff. And how despite all of it, like he thinks that getting to the heart of the truth is it's not a worthless endeavor. In fact, he says the opposite. It's the most important thing in the world is for us to try to get to the heart of truth, but he does also think that it is fundamentally also like an impossible thing that you should strive for anyways. Which I found very interesting about, like, this is just like a permanent struggle that we will always be in no matter what the state of humanity looks like. There's some stuff here where I'm like, okay, old man, a little bit. This came up in his other book a little bit, but he believes, his own words, not mine, one of the greatest disasters of the 20th century was the way that the fields of psychology and mental health care have developed. Because it is his belief that if the anecdote he uses, or the comparison he uses in both the last book, Every Man for Himself and God Against All, and this one, is that, say you're living in a house and you have a professional architect go in and shine a light on every single corner of your house and every fundamental foundational flaw in the building you live in. And he said it would be impossible for you to feel comfortable because now, like, you don't view it as your home anymore. You're terrified of, like, everything that's been pointed out that's wrong with it, when we're not really supposed to be having those things front of mind. And he thinks that, like, mental health kind of operates under the same principles. Now, my counterpoint to that is, if my fucking roof's about to collapse inward on where I sleep, I actually do want to know about that before.
It
might help.
Yeah, so there's a few points where I'm like, okay, dude, whatever. But, that's just reading anything by, like, an older person. You're gonna get that generational shit. Otherwise, pretty good book. I'd recommend it. You could honestly just read watch a lot of YouTube clips of him talking, and you're getting, I want to say, about 50 to 60% of this book.
Yeah.
And, besides that, I played a little bit of Kirby Air Riders and Breath of the Wild with my nephew. That was fun. I don't really have too much to say about Air Riders.
I want Air Riders real bad.
It's a fun time. I haven't played City Trial yet, but I'm excited to, because let me tell you, I fucking loved Kirby Air Ride City Trial.
City Trial is good.
It's so good. City Trial is responsible for some of the most fun nerd date nights of my life. Like, unironically.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
It's just a fun, like, easy to understand game to play with people and have a good time with it. And, like, it's just the right mix of, like, wacky, chaotic horseshit and still kind of being semi-competitive that, like, it just is a recipe for a good time without anyone feeling too bad. Because, like, enough stuff is out of your control that, like, up until the very last second, you're like, I'm not sure if I got this. It's good. It's good fun. And yeah, other than that, I'm still enjoying the AYN Thor. Been playing more Mario 64 DS, and, like, poking away at, like, every now and again I'll be like, oh, I can play, like, a really short thing. Like, I did a run of Kirby's Dream Land. I played, like, a few arcade runs of, like, Third Strike or, like, Soul Calibur 3 and stuff like that. And every now and again I'm poking away at that. I think that's where I'll leave it for now. I also started up playing FF12 again recently, but I think I'll wait a little bit, and then we can save that for next time. So, I've been gaming.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Mel, what you been up to?
I only got one more thing on top of the stuff I shared with Brad.
Go for
also, I've been gaming. In fact, I have finished a role-playing game.
Is it a fantastic star?
Not quite. Hey, so remember how our long-running bit was that I hadn't finished Final Fantasy VI?
Oh, you still haven't finished
VI?
Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah, I haven't. I finished Chrono Trigger, though.
Oh,
Okay.
Nice. How'd you like Chrono Trigger?
I like it. I think it's a pretty nifty, good game.
I like that game a lot. I don't love it as much as most people do, but it's neat.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in the weird position where the cultural zeitgeist, largely because of Nintendo YouTubers, is, like, puts Chrono Trigger on too much of a pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
But also because I'm in the abnormal macro circle, which pushes back
You
against
get
that.
the counterbalancing.
I get the counterbalance where I'm like,
You
I
get
think I'm pretty sure Chrono Trigger is a fun game, guys.
You're in the correct position of Chrono Trigger walked so Chrono Cross could run.
Well, I'll find that out when I eventually play Chrono Cross.
Yeah, I like Chrono Cross a lot.
I've put Chrono Cross on my list for next
Yeah.
year. Of games
It was
I'm playing.
nifty. I played this with like my friends as part of our game book club thing.
Nice.
But because this was an RPG and life kept happening, it took us like 6 months to do it, so it took us a really
Jesus.
long time relative to everything else we were doing.
Yeah, Chrono Trigger's a good one to do that with. Like it.
Yeah.
Chrono Trigger, so one thing I will give Chrono Trigger, I think that game, considering a genre, masterful pacing.
Yeah, it's a
actually.
The pacing's really good. Really good set pieces. I think anyone who's like, we need a remake of Chrono Trigger is the stupidest person ever, because I think
It's
a lot
so
of
playable.
I think what makes Chrono Trigger work is the fact it is on the Super Nintendo. Like, is able to have the scope it does with the characterization it does because it is on that hardware.
Mm-hmm.
And, the characters are fun to the degree they exist. Like, obviously, Chrono is like a mostly silent protagonist, though he has, like, a bit of flair in his, like, sprite animations. You can kind of tell a little bit about him.
Mm-hmm.
Frog is cool. I like him.
Everyone
Hell
loves
yeah.
Frog, so good.
Frog is the best.
Yeah.
Frog and Robo are my two guys.
Yeah, Robo's also good. For reference, I played the Super Nintendo version, so I'm playing the original localization.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
The DS remake is really good.
And then, I got all the party members. I got Makus. Makus is cool.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I wish he was better, but he rules.
He's just got all the magic, but also I guess like with the tech system, he's a bit weaker.
Yeah, he doesn't really have text with other characters.
Yeah,
Which
unless
is
you
kinda,
get
like,
unless you get
fun
some
for him.
items, but
Yeah, it's like fun for like who he is.
yeah.
Um,
But also, I love the tech system. It's really cool.
It's great.
yeah.
Triple tech should be better. That's my other big complaint with Chrono Trigger.
It does feel like the amount what you need like to wait for everyone to be filled for a super strong move. Sometimes it is more like
They should be
more viable
strong.
to just have two maybe a double tech and then someone who's doing like support sometimes. But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's kind. To be honest, my final Chrono Trigger is like a fun game for me just because like it's the first time I really like fucked with like berserk mechanics in one of these games. Because otherwise I'm like, but I want to have control over my character. But with Chrono Trigger, it was like. It was enough where I was like, I'm just going to put Berserk on Chrono. I'm going to have Chrono wear like the Berserk ring or whatever it is. And he's going to be Berserk all the time.
He's going to be like Guts and Berserk all
I
over
actually
the
I actually
enemy.
did the opposite of Chrono where I gave him like the gold stud, so he had like no MPU, so I could use him as like using
hell
his
yeah.
text a lot of the time.
You just
yeah.
Lumiere or whatever the fuck that thing is called.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
And I gave Frog like a frenzy band, so he'd like because he can heal and attack. I'd have him like he could do counters while at the same time.
Yeah.
in terms
Oh,
of-
that's good.
yeah.
That is a good setup.
A lot of cool things you can do in the game. This like the first time I've used active for ATB.
Oh,
Which
nice.
and it's also like high speed too, so it was like definitely a different experience compared to like I feel like there have been times where in like previous Final Fantasies where I feel like ATB has felt like turn based but with like more steps or like I'm growing to tolerate it.
Yeah, this was kind of me with like final like I really have to like put effort into like ATB. Like even in Chrono Trigger I was like I have to just try my best to like it.
Well, like my thing with
but-
ATB is I'm honestly like I don't actually. You get so used to navigating the menus anyways. I'm like I don't in my brain this might as well just be turn based. I actually don't think this makes too much of a difference for me.
I do feel like I did find enjoyment of like maybe I'll try more Final
Yeah.
Fantasies with active. I won't do that with 6 just so I'm like I've played most of the game that way. I just mostly want to end it. I think the fact that like Chrono Trigger has the positioning, even though you can't control it too much, the fact that like there's like enemies are moving, and so if you line up certain moves, this comes in moot thing later on where you just get spells that do AoE everywhere. But like the earlier game when like enemies are kind of moving, and you can sometimes position them right to get like an AoE move that like hits all in the same time. I'm like, yes,
it's the worst in the world when they're like 2 pixels off, and you're
yeah,
like, fuck, I thought that would hit.
But you know, it is part. It's sort of like that dimension of like space really adds to like making like the active time battle a bit more.
Don't the Trails games kind of do that too?
Trails is a bit more like it uses the FF10 system while also having a grid based.
Trail. I've been playing Trails in the Sky, and on the left side of the screen, because it's just got turn order. There is a real time element in that when you hit your limit break, you can hit that button to interrupt whatever is happening.
Well, I guess
so you can.
I guess it'd be more like the positioning.
Oh, positioning. Yeah, it's on a grid. But I don't know. But like you can move around the grid though.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a bit more like when I played Lunar on the PS1. And I was like, oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the original Lunar also had like its own positioning system, I feel like the way Lunar PS1 did spells took definite inspiration from Chrono Trigger's text.
The one thought
I am aware of the irony of me being a bit of an ATB skeptic and also being a real-time with pause defender in CRPGs.
I need to play like a CRPG to like try and see how real time
Pillars of Eternity. That's what everyone says. Pillars of Eternity.
Pillars is an accessible one.
Yeah.
What did you say, Brad?
The one thing I always say when Chrono Trigger comes up is that towards the end of the game, there is a scene where the whole party just talks around the campfire.
Yeah.
And I think
it's a side quest, too, which is crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the entire second half of that game is full of stuff that's like, this is optional?
Yeah.
It's wild. It's basically like, hey, just do whatever the fuck until you're strong enough for the final dungeon. It's up to you, boss.
It's also interesting, like, just playing this with some friends, and it's like sort of like highlighting like how sometimes this feels some ways like Final Fantasy 6.5, but also because like it definitely like FF7 takes a lot from Chrono Trigger, but also you can kind of see a lot of like Dragon Quest isms where you know where to look. Like for instance, Chrono being a hero who's lightning magic, which is like locked to the hero class in Dragon Quest games. Not to mention the Toriyama art style and just like Chrono being a silent protagonist. But also sort of like kind of seeing like, oh, I can see where stuff in Xenogears is downstream of Chrono Trigger as well. So
because that, if I recall, Xenogears was, it's the new Final Fantasy, it's the new Chrono, we're just gonna make it its own thing, right?
Yeah,
like then it that's why Luke is in the starting town for some reason.
Also same composer for in terms of soundtracks too. So
the soundtrack's so good,
and like the there's like
the frog theme,
there's like the Kingdom in the Sky of Magic that is also like Xenogears has 2 of these and you see a lot of like there's a lot of similarities between the stuff that's fucked up with that kingdom and the stuff that's like fucked up with the Sky Kingdoms in Xenogears. And even like the musical motif, like the Kingdom of Zeal music in Chrono Trigger reminds me a lot of the Shavat theme in Xenogears. So
100%. The thing I always think about with that campfire scene though is I'm always like, I think I would like this game a lot more if it had if it took the time to have more scenes like this.
Yeah.
Because the cast, I like the cast a fair amount. I don't love them, which is always my hurdle with Chrono Trigger compared to its contemporaries.
Like that's also why I say that like Chrono Trigger works the way it does because it's a 16-bit game. Because if this game, well, obviously it got ported to the PlayStation, but like, you know, that's different. If this was like a 32-bit RPG on the PlayStation, it'd feel like there wasn't enough text or characterization, and I feel like any attempt to like remake it would feel limited in that sense. Like the characterization works because that was within the expectations of a 16-bit game, and like because it is on 16-bit hardware, is able to, while still obviously still pushing the hardware, is still able to achieve a level of scope in terms of like big time travel adventure that like you would just need more resources for if it was on a PlayStation.
Yeah, Lavos
even one generation up, it still feels like that's hard to do. What do you say?
Lavos is kind of boring.
Yeah, but
like,
also
the threat is cool, but
I kind of like the idea of like a villain that's like this It's kind of just like a kaiju. Like, it's just like a force of nature and not like a entity with a plan.
Yeah.
And that's kind of neat. That's it. Like, yeah, the Chrono Trigger is definitely a good game, but it's probably not my favorite game ever, because it's like, it's one of those things where like, this is a really nice, well done package, really smooth, like objectively more well put together than Xenogears, but also I think Xenogears is a game that sticks in my mind more as just like has cooler, the wrinkles of Xenogears in a way make it like more endearing to me. And Xenogears has just got more stuff going on that I kind of fuck with.
I'm gonna beat that game next year. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Guy who's been attempting to beat Xenogears for half his life.
You gotta put it on your backlog bingo.
Yeah.
Which, incidentally, Chrono Trigger was also my backlog bingo, so that felt nice.
There's still hope that I could get a bingo on mine.
I don't think I'm getting a bingo on mine, but I am, like... I'm making progress on, like, getting all my games. And, like, by this time, next week, I'll probably have another game on my backlog bingo done, because it's a short one. But yeah, it's doing okay. I'm doing better on my backlog bingo than I thought, but also, I ain't getting bingo on it. It's just,
I gave up on my 2025 bingo like immediate, like the moment I had to move. I was like, wow, it's not happening.
I mean,
everything's changing.
It's not a thing that I'm like a goal for me to actually get bingo. It's more like, oh, what's the thing I can do? Like, what are mini goals in terms of like what are things? And obviously, I deviate from that where I'm just like, oh, I feel like playing this, and I do that instead. But it's still nice to like have a thing I can refer to as like, what's a guideline I can like.
Yeah, I mean that was my whole plan with why I did it to begin with. Honestly, I was like, sometimes I just need past me to make the choice for current me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that.
Yeah, so I inadvertently my book game club has managed to check off 3 of my backlog bingo games for me, which has been
that's pretty good.
The other 2 being like Ridge Racer Type 4 and Burning Rangers.
Nice.
And then I cheated because one of my games was Muv-Luv, and I'm like, I ain't getting to Muv-Luv this year, but I should get credit for doing Tsukihime, so I just retroactively replaced it.
You just swapped them.
Yeah.
Swapped it. Fair play.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, I did technically finish a visual novel that I meant to get back to, so... To say nothing of the other ones I did.
Please, I need one of you to read Muv-Luv so bad.
One day.
It does feel weird now that I'm like, oh yeah, Super Hippie, that was a thing I meant to read for a long time, and now I've read it.
I've just got to remember that the first one doesn't even have mechs in it, and it's just like
it's a favorite genre, a romance.
It's just a romance.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, okay, I just have to read this.
But yeah, that's me. This should probably not surprise you, but because of all the stuff I had to do for last week's 5-hour episode of Golden Kamuy, there was only so much time I could fit into my schedule.
Did my little intrusion make it into the episode?
Yes,
where I was
absolutely.
Like, you're still podcasting. I've crossed all of Minnesota.
We kept podcasting for another 90 minutes after that.
Jesus.
It was a big podcast. It was good. It was good. I strongly
Joe Biden
recommend...
voice, Minnesota.
Did it end strong?
Golden Kamuy is not over yet.
Oh, I thought the last...
We have 5 more volumes.
It is the penultimate.
Oh, okay, I'm stupid.
So we got one more set to go. So that's the finale will be in January or something.
Yeah. We'll have to figure out when, just because of like the timing of like Omega stuff. Because we got one more batch to do, I guess, in December somehow, and then we'll do the last batch of 3 episodes. But that's housekeeping for later.
Yeah.
When we figure out how things go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that everything?
I think so.
For me.
For you?
They expect one of us in the crash. Wow. In which case, do we have any emails?
Yes.
Ooh. Go for it.
Well, we got one from Mothra Fanboy.
How does Mothra Fanboy feel about Andro Melos?
They have not watched Andro Melos.
Oh. What do we get an email about?
They're here to report they have finished the Star Ultraman. Which means presumably they can move on to 80 now. So.
Yes.
Hello, UltraQ. I have finished the Star Ultraman. I don't want to spoil you on the show because it's pretty good, so I'm just going to talk about the subtitles. The subtitle they use is the Mill Creek DVD. The overall release is fine, I guess, but the subtitles are horrid. First of all, the DVD is not subtitle the opening, ending, or next episode previews. It's really annoying because I want to know what they're saying in the incredible opening ending theme, which is an actual banger. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But not subtitling the next episode previews is just lazy. Before I get into the subs themselves, the episode titles are weird in this release. They are like so different for the Ultraman wiki names, and I know the wiki isn't always the most accurate, but the episode titles are usually pretty similar to the titles of the Mill Creek DVDs. Some example is like episode 33. The wiki translation is "Go Magma's Desperate Sphere," and the Mill Creek title is "Duel with Ultraman."
Okay. Well,
he gives me some batch suggestions, but like, I have ideas. I have 2 plans. He's also attached like 11 images of awful subtitles.
Okay.
Are there any that are very funny?
I'm gonna try
that
and find
we can
some.
see.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's hard because I'm looking at this on my phone, and that's not the most. Maybe I should just open this in my browser. That'll probably help with like just copy pasting images.
No, I can cut out the waiting.
Yeah.
But what if I didn't, and the people listening are hearing this right now? They're just here. They're hearing us. They're hearing me talk about the fact that I'm not going to bother making their lives better.
Yeah.
It's like they're tied to our audio waves and we're whipping them with boredom.
Whoosh. Can you get whipped with boredom? Is that possible? Is whipping too
Listen,
interesting?
I work a 9 to 5.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, fair play.
That sometimes also leaks over to my fucking weekend.
Yeah.
I'll live. I'll just throw out a podcast. It'll be hunky dory, as the kids say.
Hunky dory.
Yeah.
Do the kids say hunky dory?
Oh, let me tell. Hey, you know what? I hung out with my fucking nephew this weekend. You know, I could go my whole life without hearing 6-7 again.
Oh no. Oh no.
God,
This is bad.
I hate Google Chrome. I hate Gmail. I'm gonna just do this the crusty way.
Okay.
I'm sending 6 of the images over.
Okay.
Seems to have taken with his phone.
I'm gonna read this. This is this a fucking what you call him?
Pigmon?
Pigmon?
Kind of.
Pigmon saying, of course, I'm omnipotent. Where did you find the queer cloud? Tobey? We got, it's the Earth. Which is really good. Hugh, Jesus Christ. Well, such a, they're teaching you with a THEIR.
Yeah. Very choice subtitles.
I do like, it's the Earth. And they asked me what the third planet from the sun is. It's the Earth. Well, thank you for these.
A lot of subtitles are just incorrect punctuation capitalizations, but also one I didn't show you has like it's just the light in the sky. It says but in Hikari's heart, Ultra Girl and Amiel will be in there forever. But then he goes, Mothra Boy goes on to say there is no character called Ultra Girl in the show.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the subtitles report. I enjoy the show, but God, are these subs bad? I'll be emailing in weekly when you do cover the show. Also be ready for episode 7. It's perfect. Top 5 Ultra Series episode of all time. I forgot what episode that is. I've seen that one already because the subtitle stuff I'm doing. But anyway, see you in 80. Show ranking from worst to best. Ace, 66, Arc, Taro, The Star Ultraman, Leo, Q, Return, Ultra 7.
Damn.
So thank you, Mother Fanboy.
Thank you for your email.
Thank you for your email. I didn't really have it that time.
Thank you for your email.
When someone sends in, when Mothra Fanboy sends in a full season review, that's a big email for you. All right. Well, if that's the only email we have, then that's a fucking podcast. You can find us online at ultra_QUEUE on Twitter. And we are at ultraQUEUE on Blue Sky. No underscores on Blue Sky. I am also on Blue Sky. I'm at Red November. That's my plugs. Mel.
Hi, you can send us an email at ultraQpod@gmail.com. Also, coffee for subtitle things is not, whatever.
Stuff.
Ultra Fund. Brad.
Yeah, you can find me everywhere at Binvoked. That's BINVOKED.
Sick.
Mostly just Blue Sky. I always say everywhere. It's not really true.
Wow, we cannot, in fact, find you everywhere. You're only in some places.
If you see a Be Invoked on fucking... What's that one called? Vimeo? That's an imposter.
Why was Vimeo the choice?
I don't know, because, it's the one... I think Vimeo's the one, if it's not YouTube and it's another, service, it's, the one that comes up.
I see. Mel, are you done?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I hope my contribution was appreciated.
Fucking AMQ couch voice. I'd actually prefer if you be quiet.
Oh my god. Well, that is it for this podcast. Next time, we will be watching episodes 16 to 30?
Yeah. There's exactly 45 episodes, so it's evenly 50.
Oh, yeah. Sick. And then the week after will be the rest of it.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Very short season.
Yeah. Don't expect the deepest of podcasts from us on this one. I'm going to be real. It's Andro Melos. Please relax.
Yeah.
Andrew Melos himself will email and be like, "Excuse me, this is actually the deepest one." I'm Andrew.
Unfortunately, they took away his Prince
email
title.
From Andrew Ma. What? God, I'm trying to. No, I don't want to think about Andrew Ma. I'm good. Well, that is it for this week. Goodbye, everyone. We'll catch you next time.
Goodbye.
Later.